In mid-January of this year, I walked out of my eye surgeon's office feeling really unsettled. The pressure was 28 in this eye and 30 in this eye. It's the highest it's ever been for me. And my glaucoma, I was diagnosed early December of last year. And the eye pressure has been slowly going up and up. So, walking out of his office, he had recommended surgery and to see him in 2 weeks. So I went out to my car and I sat in my car and I thought, what am I going to do? Is there anything I can do? So I made a decision. The next 2 weeks, I was going to dedicate to getting healthy. And not only just for my eye care, but for my entire body. And I was going to think of everything I could do and get her done. So 2 weeks later, well, I'll tell you what happened in this video, but I'm going to share with you what changed and what happened, and kind of a compelling story. So my name is Marcia. I live on the Oregon coast. I live on a little farm here with my daughter and my grandson, and we share the land with some other people and grow vegetables and microgreens and try to eat healthy, and we grow herbs and make tinctures and so forth. So we're kind of into taking care of ourselves. I'm on no medications. I'm 74, and I haven't always taken care of myself. When I was younger, I didn't, and now things are showing up, falling apart. So I'm on this mission to maybe stop the progression of this glaucoma. And I decided, whatever the doctor says, take those eye drops. I take them faithfully and I do what he says to do, that's the only thing they know what to do, is to give you eye drops or surgery. And in that appointment, there was no real talk about what I could do alternatively. What else could I do on my own? So I was feeling a little discouraged, and I just want to be clear that this is just my story, just what I'm doing. I'm not making any medical claims that this works, but this is what happened to me. So I decided to focus on how I could support my body and what I could do. So my mindset was not to reject the medicine. I wanted to keep doing what he said. But, what about the inflammation and my metabolism, my stress level? Those were things that I had control over, that the doctor had no control over. So I changed my mind, changed my body. And this is what happened, is I continued the eye drops, and then I stopped all ultra-processed foods. That means all sugar, nothing. If it has a list of ingredients, I wouldn't eat it. If it says enriched, I don't eat it. It has to be whole food, something I prepare in my kitchen. And I was really focused on that, on how to do that. And there's plenty of YouTubes. Well Your World, with Dylan and his wife. They talk a lot about different quick, easy meals and things to do, and, getting the microplastics out. We've talked about microplastics before, and making sure that I didn't have any of that, getting rid of all the plastic stuff, and as much as possible. It's hard to get rid of all that stuff, but I know that really helps. And then I have a dog. His name is Prince, and he is recovering from an injury. And so I had started walking him, and I continued walking him 3 times a day. We have a little creek we walk down to, and we have a little pathway we go on. We do that 3 times a day. And then I have a 4-wheeler, and I take him for a run. Of course, that's not much exercise for me, but a lot for him. It gets me out. Gets me outside. And I think that's all good, fresh air, because I can be kind of a couch potato, and I didn't want to do that anymore. That's not working for me anymore. So I had to get up and get going. And then I had signed up for red light therapy. There's a place here in town where it's a full body, kind of like a tanning bed, only it's red light. And you go in and you lay down for 15 minutes. And there have been studies that on the red light therapy that it does help your glaucoma. And, you have to look at the YouTube. I think it's Dr. Chi that talks about the red light therapy, but you can do your research on it. It's supposed to help. And if, it helps the rest of your body too, because it improves the mitochondria, and you don't want to do it too often, according to one of the doctors. So 3 to 5 times a week is 15 minutes each session is what's recommended. So then I took a look at my vitamin D level, because I had been to my doctor and got blood tests, and my vitamin D was at like 21. So I started taking 20,000 things of vitamin D every day. And your vitamin D level should be like around 80 to 100 and something, I think. So it was very low, and my triglycerides were really high. And those are both things that are not good for glaucoma. So I started watching my diet and trying to figure out healthy fats to eat to help my triglycerides to come down. And then, of course, having clean filtered water. Hydration's really important for overall health. We all know this. And I've got this thing, I showed it before. This is the Echo water. And you, it's got a little button here, and you push it. And it's portable. It's got a USB. And see, it foams. It makes some kind of hydrogen molecule or something in the water, and it's supposed to be nitric oxide or something like that. It helps, supposed to help water be wetter or something and help your body absorb it. I don't know all the ins and outs, but Gary Brecka, if you follow Gary Brecka, this is his product. It's called Echo Water. And I've been using that. And then, of course, different supplements that I cleared with my doctor to take. So, Eye Bright was one of them. So, I have several different eye things I got from the health food store, and cleared it with my doctor that, yeah, it's okay to take. Then I used castor oil packs. If you've ever used those, it's like a belt that you pour castor oil on, and then you put it on. I put it on my liver area, which is right under your rib cage on your right side for fatty liver, and it is supposed to help that. So I've been doing that too. I don't know how much it helps or whatever. I'm just telling you what I did. And then another thing that I did that is probably key, 2 things that are really key to this. And one is biofeedback. My daughter is a biofeedback technician. So I have the luxury of having biofeedback right here and can have the sessions, have the sessions done here. And she has this thing that you put right on your eye, and it makes the frequencies go directly into your eye. And then you have things around your wrists and around your ankles, and some kind of, I think she calls it training, but that seems to do pretty good. We did that treatment on my eye. My appointment was like at 3:30, and I think she was done around 2 with my treatment, because it takes a little while to do. So not treatment. It's not called a treatment. I'm not supposed to say treatment. I'm supposed to say, I don't know what I'm supposed to say. I forgot what it's called, but she said a session, I think it's called. Anyway, my session for biofeedback. If you have a biofeedback person in your area, you know, ask your doctor because they're all for it. They say, yeah, go for it. So try, it might be something you might want to try. Look into it for yourself. And then the other thing I did was a water fast. I did the first week. I did 4 days of water fast. And something interesting happened on the second day in my right eye area. I felt some kind of a release, like inflammation or something, and it went straight to my sinuses and like a postnasal drip thing. So some kind of inflammation was going on that maybe was released. And I'll tell you who helped me through this was a Dr. Mindy Pelz, Pelz. She has a YouTube channel, and she's an expert on fasting. And she has a ton of videos on it and on how you do it, how you can do it properly. And, I don't take any medications, so I wasn't worried about that. But I guess you have to ask your doctor if you're on medications, how that works for you. But for me, it went really good. I mean, the first day I was kind of hungry, but then, it kind of went away. The hunger did. And where was I? Yeah, the fasting. So it became a little bit easier on the third and fourth day. And then after you come off your fast, you don't go right into eating, heavy meals again. So it takes about a week, the way I did it, because I had 4 days no food, and then 3 days I did really light, hardly anything food to keep my body in what they call ketosis, where you're burning in autophagy. Keep your body in autophagy so that the body is doing a cleanup work. And it's AUTHOUGY, something like that, autophagy. You can look it up, and Dr. Mindy explains all that and how you stay in it for a while and then you go back to your other fat burning. Anyway, there's different ways to do the fasting. There's intermittent fasting. And then that's what I did. The second week was I did intermittent fasting and then a 24-hour fast when I went to my doctor's appointment on this week 2. So, your eye pressure fluctuates. We know this, that it can fluctuate day to day or hour to hour, but the doctor looked at it and he looked at it again and looked at it again to make sure he was reading it right, because they put eye drops in to numb your eye, and then they put this, it wasn't just the puff test, but it was this other gold something test that he did on my eyes, because they've been, the pressure has been going up so quickly, and they want me to consent to surgery. And so that's what got me thinking, what can I do will lifestyle help me at all, help him too, because he was really pleased. And so when he saw it was 15, he said, surgery no longer. We're not recommending surgery right now. Come back in a month and we'll recheck it again. So they're keeping they're really good doctor. He's keeping a really close watch on it. And he's not the glaucoma expert. I guess they have to go to a special course or fellowship or something to be glaucoma expert, but he is a glaucoma surgeon. So I don't know how all that really works because I'm learning. I'm learning. And so, I'm not saying that what I did is the end all everything, but it helped. It seemed to help my eye pressure. My eye pressure is now lower. I hope it stays there. We'll see. I'm scheduled, like I say, to return in a month, and we'll see where it's at then. But if you're out there and you've had an experience with any of it, um, any experience like this or any other thing that you've done that, would be helpful, please let me know because I'm ready to put it in my schedule. And, I'm determined to help the doctor get this eye pressure down. And they're doing what they know to do. And so I'm going to try to do what I can do to help. So that's it. That's my story, and that's what happened. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Again, my name is Marcia, and as always, be kind to yourself and be kind to others.